Everybody, welcome back to Going on Daily Live. I'm your host, Becky, here with Mr. Chuck today on a Monday
Oh,
morning.
good morning, everybody. It
How was your weekend?
was all right, I suppose. This
Yeah.
is my Saturday today, so I'm
Oh,
excited.
right. Yeah.
I just sold a commercial roofing job a few minutes ago, so we're starting
Booyah.
the week off with authority. Interviewed a potential new sales manager the other day
Nice.
that I think we're going to
Okay.
hire. He was referred by a guy, one of the most respected people in my industry. So,
Mhm.
dude's going to relocate to San Antonio and help Rio Blanco Roofing take over the world. So, pretty good
Wow.
way to start the week. I'm not going to lie.
Sounds awesome. What did I do? Oh, I had a wedding,
Oh,
which was awesome. And then I had a fundraiser yesterday. Both of which days I completely fell off my like eating clean, hitting my macros train. I'm a big bloated sack of potatoes today, but today's a new day, Chuck.
it's Monday, and that's the day that this is supposed to happen on. So, according to
Exactly.
schedule, folks.
Exactly. So I'm back on it today. But in other fun news, the fundraiser I was at raised $4,600 for
Ooh.
a mission in Africa to build schools. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Absolutely.
Whoop,
I had a
whoop,
guy on
whoop.
my podcast a couple months ago that actually builds the I don't even know the correct word for this, but like the water systems in the
Wow.
what do you call them? I don't want to say village and sound insensitive, but maybe that's the
I
word, the
think some of
village.
them
I
are
guess if you don't
definitely
have running
villages.
water, it technically probably is a village at that point. It's not a mecca.
I'm pretty sure part of this organization is called 57 Villages. So I think village is definitely
The
the
village
correct
is not
term.
even an offensive term. I know
No,
some
it's
people
not.
get offended by
You're
these
not like
things.
in the
And
disgusting ghetto. You don't say anything like that. No, you're
nope,
saying
definitely
village.
not saying
That's not
that.
offensive at all.
I love that. And I like fundraisers. We
Yeah.
actually have a suite. I'm very excited today because last week we were able to resecure what's known as a vanity phone number from my roofing company. And
Oh.
I have a giant 12 by 12 band, like, I don't even know what you call it. Like you take it
Mhm.
to the events and you put it up and it's got your logo all over it and
Nice.
you do shows and stuff. So I'm
Yeah,
actually going to go pick that up this week and
that sounds great. This is a
life is
pretty
good. So
big
if you're
deal.
in Texas, you need to call 833 Rio ASAP and we will be
Oh,
on your roof immediately.
you need a little jingle like 877 cash now.
I
Like
was
that.
working on it. We do have 833 Rio ASAP. So there is something to work with there.
Okay, all right. You need to hire a little jingle maker. Look, in Canada, we don't we're not all about the jingles the way that the Americans are about the jingles. But certainly I know these commercials like Empire, whatever that is. Is that carpet? Anyway.
Call Empire. I think they do like showers and stuff, don't
Empire.
they?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I
And
remember
then,
that now. Call Empire today.
yeah, I don't know.
See,
But the
this is
the
something that people need to know. Around the world, ladies and gentlemen, we are all the same. We get the same annoying commercials in America as we get in
yes.
Canada. We get
Yes,
the
we do.
same products that we have to try to deal with and understand. We're really not that much different, you guys. That's the
Totally.
lesson for
Well,
today.
today on our show, because it is Military Week this week, we are actually going to be talking about the difference between Remembrance Day and Veterans Day, both celebrated on November 11th. So we're going to go through that. You're going to talk about an anti-hero, I guess.
Well, we
Yeah.
shall see.
Well, why don't
I
you
think
just
it's
lead
going to
us
be a
off?
disappointment to a lot of people. I
Yeah,
was
right.
very disappointed when I learned this, and I'm here to disappoint the world. This is my
No, right.
Monday, let me
No,
ruin your
right.
day segment.
Totally. Okay, let's hear it.
Well, this is a real American hero, but there
Mhm.
needs to be a question mark at the end of this as well, because this is military week.
Yes, it
And I
is.
live in Military City, USA, San Antonio,
Oh, no
Texas.
way. I did
It
not
is
know
the
that.
most military place I've ever been. I feel like
Okay.
I'm pretty safe here. I think just
Yes.
the other people that live in San Antonio are way more dangerous than anything militarily that could happen.
Totally.
But one thing I've always been appreciative of those that go out and sacrifice and literally put their lives on the line and risk everything on a daily basis so that we can do podcasts on Mondays, run our roofing business,
Have you
Go,
gone to
do
meal?
what you want to do and have fun. And that's law enforcement, military, anybody that really goes out there and goes above and beyond.
Mhm, mhm.
And when I found out it was military day today on going on daily, instantly one human being came to my mind who is in my world, I thought the most exemplary example of what a military person should
Mm.
be.
Of heroics, okay.
So imagine my disappointment. Okay. I'm going to go back in time a little bit
Okay.
and I am going to hit the time machine real quick.
Hmm.
I want to see if this works on going on daily. We're going to go back in time real quick. Okay, Becky, you ready for the
Okay,
time
I
machine?
can't
Here
wait.
we go.
I like that.
Apparently
Oh,
it
wow.
worked. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we got sound effects. We go back to a simpler time in America. It's the mid 1980s.
Okay.
Maybe it's even a little bit sooner than that, actually. It's probably the late 70s at this point.
Mhm,
America's
mhm.
kicking butt. We're doing good stuff. I wasn't around at that point, but from what I've been told, we've been absolutely killing it back in the 70s, early
Okay.
80s when I was here. And one of the things that was really popular, and I guess it still is to this day, is manipulation of people's minds.
You
And the way
don't
that we
say.
can manipulate people's minds back in the day is exactly the same way we do it in modern times,
Okay.
which is to find a divisive subject and basically get half the people to say that this is the way it should be, and the other half say,
Yes,
no, this.
indeed.
And back in the 80s, we were super prideful, not to say that we're not still, but
Hey,
we were pretty
Danny.
patriotic back in the 80s, right?
Yes, yes, of
We had
course.
some pretty good heroes to look up to back then, and none was more realistic and true than the cartoon hero himself, G.I. Joe. And I don't know if you're familiar with
An
G.I. Joe,
American
but
hero.
yes, a real American hero. That was
Yeah,
G.I.
yeah,
Joe's thing, right?
yeah,
So G.I. Joe, you're expecting he's an American hero. He can do no wrong. He's out there, just doing whatever he can,
yeah,
helping
right.
us out, helping the plight of Americans, and just giving us a positive view from the world.
Right, yes.
Well, back in the 80s, we had other things that were going on, and some of these cartoon things would come to life. And a great example for things that would come to life back in the 80s that were human esque, cartoonish type things was
Okay.
WWF wrestling.
Yeah, of course. Loved it.
So back in the day, though, this is the way it worked. You would always have a good guy and a bad guy, and like the
Always, yeah.
crowd would always cheer for the good guy. They would always
Mhm.
hate the bad guy, no matter
Yeah.
what the circumstance. You were just predetermined that you were
Yeah.
going to hate the guy from, a different country, the guy that comes
Excellent.
out and
Duggan.
spits on the American flag and says we're all lazy
Totally.
and all this. And
Yes.
well, when these guys came out, we needed a hero. And in the 80s, we got our hero in the form of the real life G.I. Joe, and his name is Sergeant Slaughter.
Oh, yeah.
And Sergeant Slaughter was the guy that was like the drill instructor, the
Yes,
Marine
I
guy, the
remember.
hardcore. Like he wore the costume. I don't mean to call it a costume, but in light of this,
Like, he was an actor, so it was a costume.
exactly. I thought it was a real thing. I thought all these years until last night, Becky, I thought Sergeant Slaughter was an American hero that was serving our military and did all this great stuff.
But he's
Do
not?
you want to know what I found out yesterday?
Yes.
It's all a ruse. Sergeant Slaughter, America's hero, the guy that would walk around and give little American flags to children on his way to the ring and would always salute and would always wear our flag, colors with pride. Do you want to know something?
Is he Canadian?
This fool was never in the military.
Oh,
He was
okay.
never in the military at all.
Oh,
His
no.
career has been a complete farce. He even back in the mid 80s, they got the actual United States Marine Corps to play along with this whole thing because they also believed that he was really in the Marine. Yeah, this guy, look at him. He's a fraud. He is a fraud. Sergeant Slaughter is wearing the United States Championship right there, and he never even served our country. So, yes, he was a heel when, now Ron brings up a good point. The only time that Sergeant Slaughter really threw me for a curve was when he decided that he was going to become an Iraqi sympathizer back during Desert Storm. And basically he
Like part of his shtick or like in real life?
Oh yeah, he threw the American stuff right out the window and he became the most anti-American guy ever. He teamed up with the devious and dastardly Iron Sheik, who's also a well-known anti-American character from back in the
Right.
day. I believe
Yes.
he used to actually spit on the American flag. So when
Gross.
Sergeant Slaughter did this, we all thought it was going to be like, he's infiltrating, he's going undercover, he's a military
Yeah,
veteran,
of
he's
course.
just pretending to be an Iraqi sympathizer so he can get in there and he's going to take out the devious Iron Sheik and maybe Nikolai Volkov and all these terrible guys that are out there. But now we
Yeah, of
come to
course.
find out, much like the time Hacksaw Jim Duggan ruined my entire perspective of professional wrestling, now Sergeant Slaughter has probably gone above and beyond in that not only has he, there's the Sheik. That's a real American hero right there. The guy from Iran. If you don't know about the Iron Sheik, you need to go look him up. He's a
Okay.
character. But
Yes.
Sergeant Slaughter this whole time had us fooled into
Yeah.
thinking he was the guy. He was the one that
He was
had
the one.
America, and
Yeah.
he was really a drill instructor. He's got a hat on. I mean, he's got
He's
the
got a
stupid
hat and a
whistle.
whistle. How is
Got
he
the whole
not?
deal going on. His finishing move was called the Slaughter Cannon. Like, I was pretty much believing that this guy was a real American hero, but this is where the question mark comes. Has Sergeant Slaughter stepped over the line here? I know that not a lot has been said or done, but I do believe this qualifies as stolen valor. And I think
Yeah, maybe.
when the military, it said the U.S. Marine Corps even cooperated with WWE for public relations in the 80s until it was clarified that he had never served in any branch of the armed forces. So when you've got the resources, when you've got the American military literally backing you and it's all
Yeah.
fake,
That makes you angry.
I am
I
quite
guess,
perturbed. And honestly, I'm calling out Sergeant Slaughter. I know he's like 85 years old right now, but
Yeah,
in
probably.
in honor of America, where I am truly an American, I challenge Sergeant Slaughter to a cage match at the next pay-per-view. And if Sergeant Slaughter doesn't accept, then it just proves that he's a fake. And everything
Okay.
that he has done for the last 40 years has been
He
a total lie. So
he is 77 years old.
bring
Um,
it, Sarge.
and he was 6'6", 305 pounds. So even if he's 77, I think he still has that over you. That's a big
Yeah, but
old
I'm
man.
not a small person. I know
How
all we
tall are
see
you?
weekly is I'm 6'3", and I'm
Oh,
like
are you really?
250, 247 this
Oh,
morning.
dang.
So, I
Okay.
mean, I'm
Good
not
for
a
you.
small
Hey,
man.
skinny queen. All right.
I think I could take the 77-year-old Sergeant
You know
Slaughter
what?
and I could like lay waste to
You know
him.
what? I think you might be right, actually. Do
Yeah,
it. Tell him for Americans everywhere, this is unacceptable and you will not stand for it.
that's right. So if you're an American, or even if you're not an American and you're watching our show today and you know Sergeant Slaughter,
Punch
tell him
him.
I'm looking for him. And from
Punch him
now
in his
on,
little
his
man
name is
face.
simply going to be known as Robert Rudolph Remus.
Yeah,
He
right.
is no longer Sergeant Slaughter in my book.
Right.
And that's how we kick off Military Week here on the show, by exposing a complete fraud, and it can only
Yes.
go up from here.
It can
So
only go up from here. See the thing about, well, wrestling especially, but the 80s is like everything was so like politically incorrect. Nobody
I
cared.
know you
Nobody
used
cared
to
about
just be able
stolen
to get
valor.
these guys, like all you'd have to do is like the Iron Sheik there. He would go out there and he'd be like, I ran #1, USA Hot Tour. And he would do the Hot Tour before that girl was even
Yeah,
born.
and spit
And
on
it
that
was
thing.
like everybody
You
hated the
know,
Iron Sheik just because he hated America. And we were
well,
all
of course.
united. But
Well,
now we live
yes.
in a world where I think more people would cheer for the Iron Sheik
Oh,
than
yeah,
would cheer for
100%.
Sergeant Slaughter. And quite frankly, I would cheer for
I
the
don't
Iron Sheik over Sarge, because now I know at least the Iron Sheik was legit.
Well,
I
was
think
he
he
though?
really truly was the Ayatollah. And I do
Oh,
believe
okay.
that everything he ever said and did was true. So we
Okay.
were completely misled as children.
You
And
were
now I feel
misled.
bad that
But
the Iranian is the guy that I actually look up to, and the American patriot is the guy that I'm actually looking down on. So
now let's look at it this way. Was the Undertaker actually a dead guy?
Yes, actually, it's been
Oh, he was.
proven.
Okay.
He's been dead for like 40 years.
Okay.
And if you don't believe that, then how does it explain when he loses a match to Kane and he gets buried alive, but
Mm.
then he rises up from the dirt and comes back and like beats up Kane and all the people? So, I mean,
How do
that
you?
was all I ever needed. I never believed it was real until I actually saw it on TV. And then I was like, you know
Then
what?
it was real.
I think the Undertaker might actually not be alive.
It
And
might be dead
it was
guy.
really weird to me though when his manager Paul Bearer died, because I was like, thought this dude was already
Mm.
dead. So I don't know.
My husband
He was a good
actually
actor too. I thought he was dead the
totally.
whole time.
My husband actually suggested just this weekend that next Halloween we go as Undertaker and Paul Bearer, and for some reason I have to be Paul Bearer, and I'm
That's
like,
kind of
it would be.
messed up.
I'm like, it would
Have
be
you seen
better
Paul
for like.
Bearer? Do you know what he looks like? I
I
mean,
have, yes. I'm
yeah.
like, why do you have to be Undertaker
You're gonna be very lax on the discipline with your diet for
on
at
the
least a
diet? Yeah,
year.
that's
You're
right.
gonna
I'm
have to
gonna have
gain
to.
about 300 pounds to make it work.
Well, and the whole funness of Undertaker and Paul Bearer was this like massive height difference. One was like Frankenstein, one was like Dr. I don't know, Dr. whoever Frankenstein, whoever made him. And but my husband and I are the same height. So I was like, this would be a better costume for you and a tall friend, maybe. And he's like, no, no, it'd be fun for you and I. And I'm
Well,
like,
now if
okay,
you're
I
the
guess
same height, now it's like, okay. And I'm not here to,
you and I should go
cause
as
any speculation in your household, but if you're the same height, what would be the determining factor then between you
I
being either the
exactly.
Undertaker or Paul Bearer? And I'm
I
not gonna say
know.
anything else, but it's
No,
like
no, Chuck, you and I are on the same
the
page here.
height is not the big difference there. It's
It's
the
the
way that they
weight. It's
spread.
the weight and the mustache, and I frankly, I don't care for his accusations.
Paul
I don't.
Bearer's not cool anyway.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
No,
no.
he's not. Thank you for your support. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. I hate Paul Bearer.
Okay, Frankenstein was a creator. Most people don't know that. I did know that, but I also thought he named his creation Frankenstein. Like I thought he was Dr. Frankenstein and he named it Frankenstein.
Oh, this whole
I don't
time
know
I
this.
thought the thing's name was Frankenstein. I
Does
didn't
it
even
have
know that
a
Frankenstein was actually the creator.
Yeah, but what is the monster's name then?
We're gonna call him Steve. Steve
Right.
Jenkins.
That's my ex-husband. Pretty close to his actual name, first and last. So
Oh, well, there you go.
perfect.
It's like it was meant to be, the horrific
Totally.
Halloween monster that scares everybody.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Anyways,
funny.
there you go, folks.
Here we go. Now I feel just so upset with my 80s childhood watching.
I will
Here
never
we go
view
again.
Sergeant Slaughter the
No,
same.
never.
He's just like Hacksaw Jim Duggan to me, which Hacksaw
Mhm.
Jim Duggan was another disappointment since the Iron Sheik's up there. He was another one. He was the American guy. He hated the Russian and Iranian. And I
Right?
remember
Yeah.
back in the day when they got pulled over and they were like smoking pot in the car together. And it's like, thought you guys
How could
hated
you
each
let us
other.
down? It's interesting though, like with someone like the Iron Sheik, like that could have flown in the 80s, but the second you went into the 90s
He
with
became General Adnan or
well,
General Mustafa back then.
but I'm just thinking of like
That's when
everything that
him and
was
Sarge teamed up to he left Iran and became an Iraqi sympathizer, as did the Sarge.
but I'm
And
just
their
I'm
manager, General Adnan, brought them all together. And I think
right.
they were all from 3 different places, but it
Fair.
just goes to show you can unite the world if you try hard enough.
But I'm just thinking of what was going on in the world in the early 90s.
Oh,
How
Desert
there
Storm.
was
That's when he turned
yes.
bad. That's when he started wearing that Saddam Hussein stuff, and people were
Like,
like really hating on the Sarge
yeah.
there for a minute. But then it was like with wrestling fans, like something happened and he got beat up by his former friends, and they just like, we all forgot that he abandoned our country and told
Right.
us that we all sucked and we were stupid, and we all loved
That's
him
fair.
again, and he immediately became an American hero. So that's another beautiful thing about wrestling. Week to week, you can change the story and nobody will ever really notice.
Yeah, this is true. Just like, oh my gosh, mankind is also Dude Love is also whoever that other guy was. Yeah, I remember.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And
Okay,
then we
well,
didn't know this till years later. They
no,
did a good job of hiding it.
totally.
So there you go.
Well, what a trip down memory lane for us. Thanks for that.
Indeed.
Well, let's start off the show by saying, or start off, or, and no, let's end this segment. I was
Let's
gonna say
kick
we've already
off this
started
next
the show.
segment of the show, ladies and
It's
gentlemen.
so early. Oh my gosh. I've had a long carb-filled week. Okay. You are watching us live right now on YouTube. Danny is on YouTube. Chuck, leave my Undertaker and Paul Bearer alone. They are legends forever. Yeah, that's true.
No
Danny, they
dispute.
are.
Just saying. I don't think Becky's Paul Bearer.
I don't think yeah, Becky is the best, but you know what? I would play a mean Paul Bearer. Look at this paleness of my skin. If I didn't have concealer under my eyes, they would look similar to Paul Bearer, just dark. It's the mustache and the weight I'm a little concerned about, but
Definitely the weight more than anything. And the
yeah,
weight's kind of a messed up thing.
totally.
That's a tough thing to
Like
explain away.
slick my hair down to the side here. But anyways, you are watching live with Danny on YouTube, Kick and Rumble at Rhode Island Broadcasting, on Twitch at RI Broadcasting, RI underscore broadcasting, and then X Twitter at RI Broadcasting or Broadcasting RI. Honestly, like if you just type any of these Rhode Island Broadcasting
You'll
or
find us.
RI Broadcasting, you will find us. It will be there. You can also listen to us after the fact on Spotify, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and Red Circle at RI Broadcasting. And then, of course, you can follow us on all of our socials at MeWe, LinkedIn, TikTok, Space Hey, Patreon, Parlor, Gab, all of the other ones. But most importantly, on Patreon at RI Broadcasting, where you can support our show financially. And of course, X Twitter as well. We're back on there. We want to be live on Facebook. We're not quite there yet, but going on Daily Morning Show, follow us there on Facebook. And finally, Rhode Island Broadcasting.net is our website where you can donate $10 million and you can also vote for the Hall of Fame. So we discussed, I think last time you were on a show together. No, you weren't. You and I weren't on a show last week, were we? Well, no, I don't remember.
No, indeed, I don't think we were.
Okay, so we have the Hall of Fame for this month. We are talking actors, 80s, 2000s actors, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Sean Penn, Robin Williams, Gene Hackman, and Tom Hanks. So go ahead, vote for your favorite. Who would be your favorite?
Out of these?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess Robin Williams.
Yeah.
I guess.
I agree with you on that one.
I'm not a big movie buff, so I don't know who Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yes, you do.
I don't know who Sean Penn is.
What?
I know Gene Hackman is the dude that just passed away recently, and his story
like
was
found in
sad.
his house. Yeah,
and yeah, I know Tom Hanks, but I'm just not a.
Philip Seymour Hoffman is also dead. He was a weirdly good actor, and then he like OD'd or something about, I don't know, 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
And it was like he was only like he was kind of coming into his fame at that time, and he was very good. But man, drugs,
kids.
Hollywood is a hell of a drug. So I gotta put his picture up. You know him. No, wrong way.
I don't know that guy. I'd never seen him before in my life.
What you have?
That's Philip Seymour Hoffman, ladies and gentlemen.
Twister.
I'm probably he was on Twister?
Yeah, but he was like a no-name guy then.
Well, okay. I guess I've seen his work then. I've seen Twister.
Capote, that was a terrible movie, but he was the main character in Capote. I don't know what else he was in. I think he was in one of the Mission Impossibles, maybe.
All right. Hey.
You've seen him. He was
R.I.P., bro. I hope you make the Hall of Fame this month. I really do.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to Robin Williams. I think it's going to be tight between Robin Williams and Tom Hanks.
Me too. I think Tom Hanks is going to win. And I'm not excited about it because for some reason I just don't like Tom Hanks.
Creepy.
Like I never have.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I actually really did like Tom Hanks until I became a conspiracy theorist, and Tom Hanks is like at the top of a lot of the conspiracy circles. So I don't like him anymore. I don't like him.
Nope, he's stupid.
I
like when his son became a gangster rapper and everybody's making fun of him.
Oh yeah, Chet. And you know what? Forrest Gump was a terrible movie. Waiting for Ron to respond. No, Ron loves that movie. Okay. So anyways, that's where 67%. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. Right. I mean,
2 out of every 3 people are choosing Robin Williams today.
I found Robin Williams' shtick a little, it would get old, but it's like how I feel about Jim Carrey. It's like the shtick is old, but he seemed like a really nice person.
It's better than everything else we've got to choose from. That's it.
Well, now for sure.
I mean, if there was like a Kevin Costner or like
Oh,
someone like that on there, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
totally. Kevin Costner should have been on there. Maybe instead of Philip Seymour. I would have taken out Philip Seymour Hoffman and Gene Hackman if we're talking 90s. I would have put Kevin Costner in there. And I would have put George Clooney because he was like the face of the 90s.
And
But
maybe even Tom Cruise. I don't know.
oh yeah, but Ron hates Tom Cruise. He would
I
never.
know, but we can't allow our personal feelings.
That's fine.
I
Take out
I
Sean
just gave a
Penn.
20-minute diatribe about why I no longer am a fan of Sergeant Slaughter, and
Hmm.
trust me, it was uncomfortable for me to go public with that, but
Hmm.
sometimes.
Ron, what was Philip Seymour Hoffman's huge movie in the 90s? Because I don't remember him really getting famous until the 2000s, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm
Unfortunately, I
wrong.
missed his entire life.
Yeah, you did. Just was gone in a blink of an eye. Okay, well, let's move on here because we're 26 minutes in and we've done nothing really yet. So, we are talking military week. Tomorrow is Veterans Day for you, right?
Tomorrow is okay.
Yes. Isn't it
I
November
did
11th?
not know that.
Don't you live in America?
I do.
Isn't
I
Veterans
live
Day
in a
like
little bubble here in America, though, where I
is
don't really pay attention to what's going on, and it's kind of nice. Like I have all the news and all the troll type stuff off of my social media, so like
yeah. I
didn't even
mean,
know tomorrow was
it's
Veterans Day.
it's
Well,
a
thank you to our
federal holiday.
veterans.
It's a federal holiday for you.
Well,
I mean,
I guess
as a
they got the
business
government
owner.
up and running just in time to take a day off, didn't
Yeah,
they?
right. Well, so in the States, you have Veterans Day. In Canada and also UK and Australia, we have Remembrance Day. So I wanted to know what the difference was. And actually, last year, you weren't here then, but last year I did talk about this as well. But I'm going to do it again because why not?
Why not?
So, why not? So, Veterans Day, it honors all military veterans, anyone who served in the US Armed Forces, whether in war or peace, living or deceased. Scent of a Woman, Boogie Nights, Patch Adams. Philip Seymour Hoffman was all of those, but he wasn't the lead in all of those. Anyways, uh, the focus is primarily a celebration of service and gratitude toward living veterans. It began as Armistice Day in 1919 to mark the end of World War One, which the armistice of November 11th, 1918. And then in 1954, after World War II and the Korean War, it was renamed Veterans Day to honor the veterans, not just those from World War One.
All
And that's what
right.
Veterans Day is. In Canada, and again, other Commonwealth nations, same date, November 11th. The purpose is to honor men and women who died in military service. So if you're an active member, you don't get a day. If you're dead, you get a day. It's a solemn day of remembrance for the fallen. So we have our moment of silence. It's very sad actually. When you watch it, you have like the odd World War II vet who's like 1,000 years old now coming out there. Oh, it's so sad. Uh, um, we wear red poppies. Oh, I didn't even bring my poppy. Do you guys do that? Red
Oh,
poppies?
yes, we
Yeah.
do
Okay.
that.
Okay.
We
Okay.
definitely
All right.
used to, at least when I was a kid.
I don't have a red poppy in my room with me, but here I have this bow
There we go. Look at
for a
that.
present. There we go.
Red poppy right there.
It's a symbol of remembrance. So we wear them all November. Ceremonies happen at war memorials and cenotaphs and things like that. The origin was also from the 1918 armistice that ended World War One, but the focus remained on those who gave their lives. So yeah, that's the difference. Now the poppy, since you said you do know that, you guys have it. There is an origin story to that. So, excuse me. I don't know. In the States, again, you didn't even know it was Veterans Day. For us, like I said, it's a real solemn time. And we take it pretty seriously. Like people even go as far as to say you can't put up Christmas decorations until November 12th because it's offensive to put it up on November 11th or prior, right? Because at least give these guys one day. And this might be the conservative in me talking, but like, I think veterans deserve an entire month, not just a day.
I agree.
And there are other groups getting entire months and then some. And I think the veterans are the reason why these people can have a whole month. That's just me. That's a conservative in me speaking. Sorry, Ron. I know it's not a political show, but we do have a military walkway here. Like we have a rainbow walkway here too, but we have a military one that's painted red and white stripes with like a big poppy and like a outline of a soldier on it. So that's pretty awesome.
I like
Um,
it.
yeah, right? So this is the origin of the poppy. So in the spring of 1915, in the muddy fields of Belgium during the First World War, the land was torn apart by gunfire. Oh, Ron, my grandfather and my uncle served. Amazing. But when the fighting stopped, even just for a few days, something unexpected began to happen. Amid the broken earth, these small red poppies began to grow. That's pretty wild.
All
They
right.
covered the graves of soldiers bright red against the brown and gray of the battlefield. To those who saw them, it was almost haunting, like a living symbol of the lives lost there. So, like, they're so bright red, it must have looked like blood to them when they were popping up. One of the soldiers who noticed them was Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae, a Canadian Army doctor. He had just lost a dear friend in a battle and in a region called Flanders. Grieving and surrounded by the sight of those scarlet flowers, McCrae wrote a poem in his notebook. He called it In Flanders Fields. Do you guys ever talk about that? In school, we used to have to memorize it or at least recite it. In
I
Flanders
feel like
Fields,
I've heard
the
of that.
poppies
I'm
blow.
super old and I'm like way far removed from school, but I
Right.
feel like yes, that
Yeah.
does kind of it kind of brings back something.
Yeah, right. So this poem actually captured the heartbreak of war, and the image of poppies became this kind of synonymous with remembrance, right? So when it was published, it spread across the world, giving people something tangible to hold on to, a way to honor those who would never return home. So then after the war, the poem inspired two women to take action. In the United States, a lady named Moina Michael began wearing a red poppy to honor the fallen soldiers. Across the ocean, someone named Madame Anna Guerin in France took the idea further, creating handmade poppies and selling them to raise funds for war widows and veterans. So, like a lot of stores and stuff will have a little box of poppies with just a little donation box. You could throw a quarter in, you could throw a loony, a toonie if you're in Canada. You can throw those things in. You could throw more. You could roll up a 5 and put it in there, whatever. But it's just donation based, and all of that goes to support. I'm not even sure now. I'm going to guess maybe Red Cross or something. I'm not
Something
even sure.
positive. Your
Something, yeah.
donation will go to something good. We
Yeah,
promise.
exactly.
This isn't
So
like all
then
those other times.
exactly.
We find out it went towards
Yeah, some
terrible
rich guy
things of
getting
ill
richer.
repute.
For sure. So by 1921, both the Royal British Legion and the Canadian Legion had adopted the poppy as the official symbol of remembrance, and a tradition that continues today. So now, then every year on November 11th at 11 a.m., we pause for 2 minutes of silence. I thought it was 1 minute. In those moments, the world just stops and remembers, names we'll never know, people will never meet, stories we've never even heard, but we just remember all these soldiers who actually gave their lives over the years in order for us to have the freedom that we have today. So it's very cool. I actually found a poppy in my drawer yesterday. I just haven't bought one this year because I never have cash on me. But I found one in my drawer yesterday when I was cleaning it out. So I'm pretty excited to put it on, at least for one day.
Heck yeah. That's what I'm
Heck
talking
yeah.
about.
Yeah.
I haven't
So,
seen one of those in forever, and I don't
wow.
even know where to get one now, but
So
now I
clearly you're
understand what the
not the,
poppies are all about. And I'm not gonna lie, as a kid, I often wondered,
yeah.
but I never really asked.
It was a
And
big deal here. We all were taught about it. It was like you'd always do like your art leading up to Remembrance Day. You would do like your social studies, you would do your English class, like all leading up to Remembrance Day. Very
I
themed. So
love it.
yeah, it's a big deal here for sure. And it is a national holiday as well. So people have the day. Actually, my kids have the entire week off because
Wow.
of
Now that
it.
is
Yeah,
good.
they call it fall break, but yeah, it just happens to coincide. We never had that when I was a kid. We got the day and that was it. But yeah,
Kids don't know how good they have it
kids
nowadays.
don't know how good they have it. Just a week after the strike ended and they're back to school, now they're off for a week. So life is good for these kids. But yeah, that's Remembrance Day versus Veterans Day and the origin of the poppy. So go out, try and find yourself one for one
There
day.
you go. Or if you're watching this show, go out today and share that story with a random stranger and make yourself look like you're really smart, and don't even give us any credit for it. Don't even
Yeah,
say,
exactly.
Becky taught me this morning.
Yeah,
Act
that's right.
like you know it. And that could be the greatest compliment to us
It
that you
could
could
be.
possibly
Totally.
give.
Could be. That's right. Danny's saying Veterans Day was last night during NFL Sunday. Yeah, that makes sense. They have to show it. Now, America and Canada too, but America's in a weird place right now where a lot of people don't support the troops, don't support war soldiers. Don't get me wrong. I don't think war is great. And don't get me wrong. I think America has stuck their nose in one too many businesses. However,
Possibly.
um, I mean, I think like look at a lot of this younger generation. Like, how many of them are actually going to join the military and go fight? Very few now. It's not the same sort of appeal as it had probably when you were a kid or when I was a kid to go overseas and fight for your country. So I think the entire world is kind of in a bad way in that sense. But yeah.
I think as we've gotten more readily available information,
Mhm.
things have changed.
Mm,
It's not the same as it used to be. And my mom would not let me join the military. I
that's fair.
didn't really want to, but I made it seem like I did. So when she said no, it was like, oh,
Oh,
shucks. Really wanted
no.
to join the army, but I wasn't allowed to. So,
Right.
but shout out to everybody who does do that. And
Totally.
I agree, thankless, and
Yeah.
especially in our own country. And this is not a political show, but
Yeah.
I do think it's disgusting when people disrespect our troops,
Literally.
especially when it's some fat, lazy idiot that sits on a couch all day that couldn't go out there and put their life on the line to defend our honor or our freedom. So
Yeah, literally.
that's as politically as I'll ever get on this program, but
Yeah.
screw you
Listen,
guys. Just saying.
if you've got short bangs and a septum ring, you are in no position to be complaining about the war. All right.
I
You
will
know
definitely take
nothing.
the soldier's side every time.
Yeah, literally. You know what? I see clients all the time with my business, and I had a guy recently who was military, former military. And keep in mind, Canada, everyone thought Canada was a peacekeeping team, but no, they've gone in and seen some stuff. I know people who've
Canada
been
does
through.
some dastardly deeds, y'all. You
They
just don't
do.
hear about it.
The
They
old
keep it kind of
rednecks.
quiet.
Canadians are rednecks, so they're like they're in the mess, right? And so this guy came and he hasn't been able to have a real job in a few years now because the PTSD is so bad. And he's reliant on our government to, help him. And so they should. I mean, the money, if we've got expendable money, it should be going to veterans who serve to make the country what it is today, right? And
Absolutely.
and so he's in a ton of pain. His body just hurts from whatever, training or war, maybe got hurt in the war. I don't know. I can't remember. But the whatever it is, the veterans group has to approve every little thing that he goes to, and very small. So it's like, oh, we've already approved physio for you, so you can't go for massages or chiropractic or anything like that. And like this guy is in agony and he wants to do counseling, and they're like, oh, well, we only approve this much counseling or whatever for you. And it's like, this guy went
Thanks.
overseas and fought for the freedoms of everybody, and we can't give him a freaking massage when he needs it because his back is sore. Like,
Yeah. Can't listen to his problems that were
yeah,
100% brought on by other
literally,
things out of his
totally.
control. So
Yeah, it breaks my heart. I have a real heart for soldiers, because, and I've even dated some in the past, and like the ones that have gone overseas, they're a bit tortured. I'm not gonna lie. The one I really liked this one. I dated him right before I met my husband or started dating my husband, and like I really liked him, but he was in no way emotionally available because of what had happened overseas.
oh yeah.
And that's a shame because he was a great guy. But
You see some stuff. I've had a lot of guests on my podcast over the course of the years that have been
mhm.
affected by that, whether
Yeah,
it be through military or through, traumatic stuff that happens. And yeah, it's
it's
very
terrible.
difficult. I have
Yeah.
nothing but respect. I had a guy on a couple weeks ago who he was in the Marines and now he actually goes and he's got a program that picks up service members who are no longer active that may
Mm,
have fallen on hard times with alcohol or drugs,
mm,
and he helps support them through programs. He actually brings
wow.
them, this sounds weird, but he brings them alcohol to their home so they don't have to go out in public and drive and drunk and
Yeah, that's
be
fair.
drunk and get in trouble and all that stuff. And it's very interesting. I've had several
Yeah.
guests that we've discussed that dynamic of what being a military member can do to you
Oh yeah,
emotionally, mentally, and
100%.
physically. And much respect. I don't
Totally.
have the balls to do it. So thank you to those
No,
that
I
do.
don't either. No, you get some people who really they live and breathe it, and that's amazing. I don't either. I'm very weak and my eyesight is poor. But I don't have that in me. But I have friends who wanted to and did, and more power to them.
Absolutely.
It's structured, that's for sure. I don't like structure. I like to just wing it.
Just kind of
So,
do our thing. Yeah, that's how I am.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
had a talk with my business partner about an hour ago, and it was like, what's on the plans for today? And I'm like, bro, I don't know. I
Yeah.
went to the gym 5 hours ago and I still haven't taken a shower. So, like,
5 hours ago.
you're
Nice.
expecting a
You're
lot.
sitting in your own filth right now.
I am. Luckily,
That's
I didn't work
good.
out that hard.
Good for you.
That's the way to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Don't
Yeah,
work out
gross.
hard and you don't have to
That's right.
shower.
That's right.
And if you don't hang around people, now I've got to go do a service call here shortly. So after our show, I will be bathing like a normal human
Yeah,
being.
of
I may
course.
even shave this morning. I don't
Yeah.
know.
No,
I haven't
leave it.
decided yet.
Leave it. Leave it.
Yeah, there you go. It's been decided.
Okay, I want to know. We are talking about teams. Something
Teams.
about teams that losers support. No, wait. Loser teams. The fan. Hold on. I didn't read this right. What do fans of loser teams cheer for?
I
That's
love
true.
the example, which is the Browns and the Jets, which are both
Yeah.
losers. And actually, one defeated the other one the other day. So the Jets were actually winners yesterday. But
Woo!
me, I have been blessed my entire
Okay.
life. I grew up in Central Ohio. I got
Mhm.
Ohio State back here, which
Right.
is not even arguably, if you look at the numbers, they're like the most successful program in the
Mm.
history of sports.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second? I
Please.
did a podcast. I recorded it last week. And the girl, she's from all over. She lives in Tennessee, but she was in Kentucky visiting family. And behind her, there was all this Ohio State stuff. And she's like, don't mind the Ohio State stuff. And I'm like, to me, I don't even know what it is other than from your stuff.
I
But
got
I'm
a whole
like, because
bunch of it.
college football is not a thing here. And I'm like, okay, I didn't even notice, but okay. She's like, yeah, no, it's just full of Ohio State stuff in this house. So I
It's a
was
good
like,
house right
oh,
there.
I'm like, chocolate
That's a
Buster.
friend.
That's a friend. Okay.
So throughout this entire history of my life, one thing that I've never been conditioned to actually understand or accept is
Mhm.
losing, because
Yeah.
Ohio State doesn't lose. Like my entire life, they've been awesome, and I don't know what would happen if they sucked. So
Yeah.
I started thinking about this, and it was like, what if I was a fan of a different team? Let's just say, for the sake of argument, and you won't probably find this too funny,
No,
but
anything
let's
about
just say Michigan, for example. I had to be a Michigan fan. How much
okay.
different, how hard would life be
Is that
knowing
a college team?
it's Ohio State's biggest rival?
Oh, I see.
And it's like, how would it feel knowing every week when
Mm.
you get up that you just are not as good as the other team? Even though
Yeah.
they beat us a few times, they're just not as good. Their fans aren't, whatever. And then I started thinking about this, and it's like, okay, that's a pretty big program, but
Mhm.
we sponsor a high school football team here with my roofing company. It's a very small school district, and there are some good teams and some bad teams. And
Right.
I've often wondered, where do these fans of these bad teams, what do they do? What do they get excited for? What do they get fired up for? If you know your team sucks and they're going to play a team that's going to beat them by like
Yeah.
100 points, what do you get excited for if you are a fan of a loser team?
How about sportsmanship?
Maybe. I mean, if I was losing 100-0, I would probably be cheering for less sportsmanship and be
Yeah.
like, hey, let's hurt somebody or something. Let's do something to
Yeah.
prove that we're here. But I started thinking about this, and it's like, okay, some of the most delusional people that I know in this world are sports fans. And say like Danny, he's a Cowboys fan. This kind of,
Are the Cowboys good or no?
no, not
Well,
really.
the
I'm not
Dodgers
going
are
to hate
good.
the Cowboys. I'm not a Cowboy hater. I'm not a fan because I grew up in Ohio, but first pick in the draft. Exactly. Every single year, the crappiest teams have one thing that they can look forward to, and that is being the absolute worst, to where
Mm.
you get to pick the best player in college the following year to
Right.
draft them onto your team. But here's where it gets kind of sketchy for me as well. why do the same teams suck every year and they always get to pick these good players? The Cleveland Browns right there is a great example. They always get to pick these good players, but they always screw it up. They pick some that aren't that good. Then they pick some that are actually pretty good and they get rid of them and they bring in people that aren't as good. And the fans just continue to show up every
Mhm.
week.
Yeah,
The
they do.
Dallas Cowboys, now, Danny, I'm not here to upset you by any means, but the Dallas Cowboys are the example that I
Yeah,
would definitely throw out there. They
yeah,
don't have to be good for their fans to think that they're going to be great every single year.
fair.
And I think I'm one of the few people that realizes that Jerry Jones, the owner of the team, he's pretty smart. He's a billionaire. He's got the most valued franchise in the history of the world of sports.
Fair, yeah.
But why would he want to get better when he can fill the stadium every week, when the fans are out there buying the jerseys, buying all the stuff, doing all that stuff? Because here we go back to the fans. What do the loser teams cheer for? If you're, I'm just going to say Danny in this case, because he's here and he's actively with our group. You're a Cowboys fan. I've got a lot of them down here. What do you look forward to every year to start the year, Danny? Are you thinking you guys are going to win the Super Bowl this year? Is it so and so is going to come in and be a beast? And I'm sorry to use Dallas Cowboys because they're not the worst, but their fan base, is like that. Every year we believe it's going to be the year we're going to do good. Is it, getting one win over a rival opponent? Is it more the camaraderie of all the other fans being in the same boat and like, when it finally happens, it's going to be a huge thing for everyone?
Hmm.
What do we do? What do we do? We're Cowboys fans. We want to know how good are we going to be next year. We spend the entire offseason watching videos where they tell us that, last year's rookie of the year is going to be awesome. And this year we're going to win like 10 or 12 games. And then it doesn't happen.
No.
So what keeps people coming back for more? Sportsmanship is a good answer. I think it's probably more at that point a fact of you enjoy being the one that gets beat up and you like to be the
Really?
underdog, and
Really?
underdogs
Mhm.
love to be underdogs. But to me, I don't understand.
What is that spelling, Ron? Dilutional hope.
It's dilutional. It's like when you've got a whole big thing and then you pour water in it to
That's
like
right.
make it weaker.
Diluted. That's
That's
right.
what we do. It's
Um,
delusional help.
Dilutional help. Yeah, no. So I don't know. I think like people love I don't the energy of being there, you know? Like they love how it makes them feel being a part of something where you're actually all united for once. Even if your team sucks, I think
Like,
people
yeah,
just
it's
love the
our
energy of
crappy
it.
team.
Yes.
We talk bad about them, but you better not.
Yes. Yeah. So I don't know if you're a hockey fan at all. Probably not because you're an American. But
Yeah, I
hockey
am. I like hockey.
hockey is massive here, right? Edmonton Oilers have now gone 2 years in a row to the Stanley Cup Finals and lost. And then we always start off the year, oh, it's going to be amazing. We're going to go to the Stanley Cup Finals again. And then they crap the bed, I'll say. Like the other day we put on the game and it was like 9-1. We lost 9-1 in
I didn't
hockey.
even know you could score 9 in a
Yeah,
hockey game. Like, that's pretty
you
tough.
can. Yeah. And so we're less like, "Ugh, turn this off." It's like you're such diehard fans. Like we've been so let down by them, but it's like you still want to go. You still want to pay $300 a seat to go see it. Like hockey's insanely expensive to go to here. The Oilers, insane. So I don't know. It's just the energy. People unite, especially playoff time. Like the whole city is completely united. Everyone loves each other. Everyone's got Oilers jerseys on. When we went to Vegas last year during playoffs, people were stopping us. The guy, we were watching Cirque du Soleil. We were sitting front row. The actor literally came up to us and was like, "Go Oilers," while he was performing. So it was like there
All
was
right.
something very unifying about that.
Absolutely. It's a community. And
Yeah.
we can all see each other out in the wild, and it's
Yeah,
like, oh,
for
look,
sure.
there's an Oilers fan out there, and like,
Yeah, and right.
anything crazy goes down, we're looking around and it's like I'm finding the Ohio State people first, because even if we don't win that battle, I don't want to be here without you guys. So
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
it's all about the camaraderie. And I
Yeah,
always
it's gotta
wondered
be
that
that.
because my entire life I've never had to deal with
You've just
cheering
always
for a
loved
losing
winning teams.
team.
I know. Well, I think I'm gonna become well, that's what I told my husband. Oilers keep letting us down. Now the Blue Jays just let us down. Like, so I'm gonna have to move to I'm not moving to California ever, but I'm like, if I go to Florida, who's beat us twice now in the Stanley Cup finals, I'm like, I can live somewhere hot and also cheer for hockey. Like, it's like a win-win for me.
Hockey is popular in Florida, which is
Yeah.
kind of strange. I've been to the
Mhm.
it was called the Ice House. It was the home of the Tampa Bay Lightning
Oh,
back in
yeah.
the day, and I
Yeah.
went to that, and I actually put all the sheetrock in the bathrooms of the Columbus Blue Jackets arena
Oh,
in
cool.
Ohio. So
Very cool.
I've been to one hockey game in my life, and it was the first ever win in the history of that team.
Go to
And
like a Stars game. Not that you're super close to Dallas, but
yeah, it's pretty far, and we don't
yeah.
have anything in San Antonio. I don't believe
No.
we have any hockey here.
Mhm. Yeah.
We need
I don't know.
one.
I keep telling my husband, like, I need to go somewhere where I look good in the jerseys. Orange is not my jam. I look terrible in orange. You know where I would be good? Colorado. This burgundy color and teal. I'm all about it.
That's what I'm
Florida.
talking.
I don't love red or yellow, but maybe I could be a Tampa
Texas,
Bay fan. Yeah.
Texas, red, white, and blue.
Yeah. But the North Stars are like a green color, aren't they?
I think they are green
Yeah.
and white and black, maybe, or maybe a little bit
Or
of
yellow. I
gold.
don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I would. Is there not more than one team in Texas?
I was just thinking this. Like, I don't think there's a Austin team. There's no Houston
No.
team. No San
Texas NHL
Antonio.
teams. Let's take a look. Yeah, just Dallas Stars. It's not even the North Stars anymore. That's how out of the loop I am.
We got one team.
We got one team. It's
Hockey
massive.
is not big in
We have a
Texas.
massive state. Yeah, I know. So what is like bull riding and stuff?
Yeah, that's pretty huge.
Yeah, okay. But it's
That's
big
huge.
here too. And so is hockey.
Football's huge. Football's our thing.
Football. Yeah, okay. I really need
High
to come to
school
Texas.
football.
Yeah.
High
Sounds
school
great.
football is crazy here. Like, they have stadiums here that
Wild.
are bigger than a lot of college stadiums for just high school games where like
That's
15,
insane.
20,000 people can fit every Friday. And
Yeah. I'm blown away by this. My kid went to Stanford, like university, for a track trip, and they were practicing at different high schools, junior highs, and colleges around Stanford area. Their junior high, your middle school track and field facility was better than any professional one in Alberta, where I live. The entire province, just for junior high, middle school. Wild, hey? You guys
indeed.
take your kids' sports very seriously. My kids' school, they're building a new school, but they're using the field to do it. So now it's all blocked off. So there are no sports this year.
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's terrible. A
Not
year
that it was
without
big
sports
either.
is that even really a year?
Like, I don't know what they do. They must play at a different play. I don't know, but they're not playing at their school. It wasn't a big deal anyway. I remember being in high school being like, oh, sports, yay. No one wanted to play it. So it's sad though, because I like the energy of college sports and high school sports.
Absolutely. A whole group of people having something in common to cheer
Yeah,
for, and total strangers can be friends, and
totally.
total strangers can hate each other without even knowing each other too. It's a
Exactly.
beautiful thing.
I think my daughter, now that she's in high school, she's in grade 10, I think she's a little disappointed because she's grown up watching all these American teeny bopper dramas, which are, school sport heavy, cheerleader heavy. They call people freshman and sophomore and all these things. And it's nothing like that here. So I think she feels like a little let down that, you know, high school is not actually like that here.
It's not like that here either.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all in the movies.
Yeah, that's fair.
I had no school pride. I know that.
Right? Yeah. Okay, well, we've got time for just one more little mini topic here. I was going to make it a little longer, but obviously we don't really have time for that. So I just got to change my background though, because this is an important one. Hopefully this works. Give me a second here. Is it going to? Yes, it is. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Look at that. Oh, we got the same picture.
What
Well,
a
now I don't
crazy
want
looking character
I want
this
the same
is.
picture now. Okay, just wait till you hear about him. So before you started on the show, I was doing a lot of fun facts about just ocean creatures, because the ocean is a absolutely fascinating place. Let me get out of the way here. I don't think this is the same one, but it's in front of a volcano and it looks pretty cool. So this little guy is called the volcano snail. It is literally one of the strangest and like most badass creatures on earth. Like legit. It's actually called a scaly foot gastropod
Oh,
or Chrysomelon squamifera. I can't say any.
we'll
I
just
don't know
go with
Latin.
volcano snail.
Volcano snail. That's right. So it lives 2,400 to 3,000 meters. So in American speak, 1.5 to 2 miles beneath the surface of the Indian Ocean, right next to
Oh,
the hydrothermal vents where water can reach over 350 degrees Celsius or 662 degrees Fahrenheit.
wow.
Yeah. The vents spew out hot mineral rich fluid. Oh, I thought Ron was, never mind. The vents spew out this hot mineral rich fluid in complete darkness, forming one of the harshest environments on the planet. Yeah. 662 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
And yet, the snail not only survives there, but it armors itself with the minerals spewing from the vents. So, the volcano snail is actually a pretty new discovery, only discovered in 2001 during an expedition to Indian Ocean's Kairai hydrothermal vent field near the central Indian Ridge. Scientists exploring the deep sea with submersibles noticed a snail that looks something like science fiction. And as you can see here, he's kind of red and black and is like, I really don't think the one behind me is the right one, but he's got this like really shiny, thick.
It looks legit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
he looks
legit.
legit, right? Okay, I'm gonna go back to this one here, a bigger version of him. Um, excuse me. It looked like what he had on him was scales almost. And this picture doesn't really do it justice from some of the other pictures that I've seen, but they said it looked like he was covered in scales. When samples were brought to the surface, researchers realized that they'd found something unlike any other animal ever.
One of a
So
kind.
yeah, right. This volcano snail is the only animal on Earth known to use iron as part of his skeleton. So this is how it works. The shell has three layers. The inner layer is made of aragonite, is like seashell material. The
Right.
middle layer is an organic material, a soft cushion that absorbs impact. And then the outer layer, which is what we're seeing, is an iron sulfide mineral. So greigite and pyrite, the same material found in steel and fool's gold. So literally, he's wearing a metal armor, which is amazing. Even his foot, so, like this little thing that he slides along here, the fleshy part that he uses to crawl is covered in iron infused scales called sclerites. These are
Oh,
thought to protect it from predators. Like, what predators live at that kind of temperature, but okay. Like deep sea crabs or scalding water. So I guess scalding water is a predator. Yeah, like I'm thinking
yeah. I mean, ask
escargot.
any lobster or crawfish. I
Yeah,
mean, not their best friends.
I'm just thinking what happens when I heat up snails. I have a fancy French dish called escargot and it's delicious. But anyway,
You throw this
so
dude in the boiling water and he just looks up and laughs
yeah,
at
he
you. And
just
it's like,
like gives you
bro,
the middle
what?
finger. That's right.
Oh, this is 300 degrees. Ooh, come
Yeah.
on. A little cold in here.
Yeah, exactly. So there's actually no sunlight down there. Obviously, it's a 2 miles down. So there's no photosynthesis. Instead, this guy relies on chemosynthesis. I wish I had one of these when I went through cancer. It's a symbiotic bacteria living inside the special gland of its body. Epic snail jokes, right? These bacteria use hydrogen sulfide from the vents to make nutrients for the snail, similar to how plants use sunlight. So, in other words, the volcano snail doesn't eat, it farms bacteria inside of itself. Isn't that crazy?
Constant state of ketosis.
Yeah, yeah, right. Just burns fat constantly. So far, he's only been found in 3 hydrothermal vents in the Indian Ocean. So, Kairai, where we first found it, Solitaire, never heard of this, or Longqui, meaning the dragon's breath. Never heard of any of these. Obviously, I'm not too familiar with the Indian Ocean. Each of these habitats is thousands of meters deep, extremely hot, and completely dark, like alien worlds on the ocean floor. So in 2019, it became endangered status. Why? Like, if there's no predators, really, it's because of deep sea mining. So companies, can you imagine like going in there with your mining equipment? They're like, nope, can't do it. There's a snail down there. You're like, are you serious? One snail? It's like these places that can't log or whatever, can't do construction because there's like a bird living in a tree.
Oh yeah, I'm all
But,
about that.
but I do appreciate them thinking of it, right? And them not wanting to kill it. So companies are now targeting these fields for the rich deposits of copper, gold, and rare earth metals, but disturbing these fragile ecosystems could actually wipe out the species that exists nowhere else on Earth. So, yeah, couple facts, just, short form here. It's the only animal with a metal shell, part biological, part mineral. Its design is so strong that the US military, oh, look at that little tie to military week,
There we go.
that US military researchers studied it to inspire new forms of armor materials, which means they had to take this guy and kill it and break it open. So, okay.
Yeah, and we understand why it's now.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's from mining. No, it's not. It's from the American military trying to
It's from
research.
us being stupid.
Yeah, of course. It lives where no light ever reaches, an environment more extreme than Mars's surface. It doesn't eat. Its internal bacteria cooks chemicals into food. It can handle temperatures that would melt other shells. Some say even 750 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yikes.
Yeah. So yeah, they just absorb those toxic chemicals and iron particles from volcanic vents and convert it into nutrients and energy, and then that turns into the armor for their suit. So it's pretty fascinating, hey? It just evolves to everything, or adapts, I guess, maybe not evolves, but adapts to everything in its surrounding. How it got there in the first place, I have no idea. How it survived 700-degree water, I have no idea. But
Just
what is this?
did. Sometimes there are no answers. It's
What
just
is
like,
this?
all
Light,
right,
Jeff
just happened.
Goldblum, Jurassic Park, life finds a way.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Well, that's very interesting. The
I know.
volcano snail.
Isn't
Never
that
heard of
cool?
it before.
Yeah.
And now I'm incredibly impressed by its
Right.
capabilities
I
and
know.
to live in complete darkness and have a iron shell. I
And
hate to be a
chemo.
total guy about it, but I'm over here like, maybe this is not an appropriate comment, but
I
I'm going
love
to
it.
say
Go
that
ahead.
beforehand. Sometimes snails, like I've seen snails out and about, and I go walk at the park over here in the morning, and
Mhm.
there are these little snails that are all over the sidewalk.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to lie, every once in a while, accidentally, you may step on one
Yeah.
because there are thousands of them, and you hear that little and you think, well, that sucks for you. I probably just ended your day. What about this snail? Like, could you drop bowling balls on it from like 10
Right.
feet up and it just looks at you? Or
He's like the
what
Chuck
kind of
Norris
what kind
of
of
the
impact
snail
rating does
world.
this snail have?
Yeah, you like step on it and you break your foot.
Yeah, and it's just like
Yeah.
try again. I
Right?
don't know. It's
It's
pretty cool though.
it is
Not gonna
very
lie. The
cool.
volcano snail just went to the top of my coolest animals. I guess it's
Yeah,
considered an animal, right? I mean,
I would say. Yeah. I don't know how it reproduces. It did not talk about that. Some of the ones I've done in the past have talked about reproduction of these weird animals, but this one did not give me any info on that. But
I've always
somehow,
wondered about snails reproducing anyway, and maybe this gives me something to look up or look for later on today is how
snail
exactly do
porn,
snails reproduce? I
snail
don't know.
penis. Yeah.
Don't
I don't know.
know.
Are they asexual? Do they just produce on their own?
I mean, that dude right there doesn't even eat. So, like, maybe it just does everything
Yeah.
by itself.
Who
And
knows?
maybe there is absolutely no reproduction going on, which is why they are becoming
Maybe.
a little less
Extinct.
prominent in the
But how did they
world.
get there in the first place? That's what,
A snail in a volcano had a drunken night, and next thing you
and a
know,
mommy snail and a
we got
daddy
a volcano
volcano love
snail.
each other very much.
It
Yeah.
likes it hot. There you go.
Love the snail talk, Chuck.
I think we just figured out the entire
Yeah,
origin
we
of the
did.
volcano
Basically, the
snail.
circle of life. We figured
Yeah,
it out right
we
here.
know what's up.
We know what's up. All right, well, that is our show today. Join us all week for Military Week. Well, we are talking, hopefully, homage to military, unless you are Chuck and you hate Sergeant Slaughter.
I don't hate Sergeant Slaughter. I'm just
He's just
highly
not
disappointed.
yeah, he's not an American hero like we thought.
No. This is how I felt the day that I saw him turn on America way back in the day. And I'm like,
Yeah, You're
Man,
just
it's hard.
reliving that pain over and over again.
Just not fair.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Whatever. So yes, be back with us next week. Tomorrow we have Kyle and Ron, and then on Wednesdays Kyle, Luana, and then I am back on Thursday with JJ. So check us out on all of those days right here on Going On Daily Live, Rumble, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Kick, all of the things.
Space Hey.
Space Hey. Well, we're not live there, but yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm still trying to learn these. I've been doing this for 3 months every Monday now, and I still haven't.
Yeah, neither have I.
MeWe and Gab.
Gab and
Parler.
Parler and Space Hey.
I got all of them. We're everywhere, folks.
Exactly. We are everywhere. Find us everywhere. And find us at Chuck Allen 210 on YouTube and bountyhealth.ca for me. And yeah, be back with us tomorrow.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you all later.
Bye, everyone.